We're closed.
You don't look the sort who can afford to turn down legitimate work.
What do you want?
How about we start with a light?
Well, you got a name, miss?
Elizabeth. You can call me Elizabeth.
What can I do for you?
There's a girl who needs to be found. Maybe you've seen her.
This girl. This girl's dead.
You know her.
You'll see dozens of her tied down by the docks or the slums in Apollo Square. Orphans. With Fontaine's charity shut. No place for them.
But her you know.
As I said, girl's dead.
Lost.
Look, I don't know where you get...
Lost isn't dead. Name your rate, I will pay you for this work. But you do this one gratis, wouldn't you?
I don't follow.
Something tells me you will. Seems my instincts were correct.
Where's Sally?
I don't know, but I know someone who does. Follow me.
What's this girl to you?
What I need from her is my business. And I know where to start looking. Something tells me a man with your particular talents could be useful.
Edward thinks the...
What happened to these children? What are they?
Where have you been? Cabin in Arcadia? Little sisters. Atom factories.
It's grotesque.
Red means stop, green means go. This is the rule all little girls
Compromise? Is that why we came to Rapture? I could compromise in Red Hook.
We're just men and women, Alan. You hold yourself to that standard, you'll never be happy.
In what country is there a place for men like me? Men who refuse to say yes to the doubters.
What do they even look like under those suits?
Well, I say, you should have to...
Funny.
What?
You not knowing about the little sisters. How long have you been in Rapture?
Let's just say I don't get out much.
You've got eyes and ears, don't you?
If I wanted to share my life story, Mr. DeWitt, I would write my memoirs. If I learned anything about Rapture, I thought it was a place where people understood to mind their own business.
Where are we headed?
The man we need to see is in the Garden of the Muses.
How do you know?
My sources are my own, Mr. DeWitt. If you have better information as to the whereabouts of your girl, I suggest you avail yourself of it.
Where are you taking me?
When's the last time you saw Sally?
What?
She was taken from you, wasn't she?
How do you know this?
She was taken, down at Surprise. You were playing the tables and...
She disappeared.
And?
Cop friend of mine, Sullivan, says they found her floating in the docks.
You see the body?
Look.
Did you see the body? This world values children, not childhood. There's a profit to be made and men who make it. I'm taking you to one of them. Mr. DeWitt, you all right?
I'm fine. Just get these spells sometimes. It'll pass.
Refreshment, sir. Madam?
We're fine, thanks.
please. Buy a puppy. Me? I got better things to do.
Mr. DeWitt, we'll find my source inside of that club.
Cohen? What does that lunatic have to do with Sally?
Private party. No entry without invitation.
We'll see about that.
Which business do you represent, sir?
Business?
Yes, which business?
DeWitt Investigations.
Mr. Cohen does not truck with private detectives. Masks of invitation went to artists and craftsmen alone.
I'm with the artist struggle. We're expected.
No mask, no entry.
Stuffed shirt.
These invitation masks he spoke of, they must have gone out to local artisans.
Well, I guess we'll have to persuade someone to loan us one.
The business of Rapture is business. Says it's sponsored by the Artist Struggle, the Golden Rule, and Rapture Records.
I guess those stores would be as good a place to start as any. What brought you to Rapture?
A man.
Really? You don't strike me as the romantic type.
Wasn't that kind of man.
Then what?
There's a debt that needs repaying.
I've known my share of Shylocks. You're no Shylock.
Wasn't that kind of debt.
Ah, Mr. DeWitt. Back again. And so soon.
Are you in the know? Innovation and competition are what fuel Rapture. But that fuel can be diluted with rumor or flat-out lies. The rumor monger asks, what are these so-called splicing side effects? Well, take a look around you. Do you see anything wrong with your neighbor? The rumor monger asks, why has Tenenbaum withdrawn from the public's eye? Dr. Tenenbaum is a scientific mind unparalleled, even in Rapture. She's no doubt in her lab, toiling away at her next great innovation. I heard she was in cahoots with Fontaine. Merely slander from jealous naysayers. Remember, Rapture competes through innovation, not cheap shots. Bridget Tenenbaum is a woman who represents the best of science and industry. In other words, she's a Rapture gal. Now you know.
How is Ryan taking on?
Poof, they're all gone.
Invitations to Cohen shows are highly coveted. Nobody's gonna just hand us one.
You think you can figure out a way to distract the store owner while I take a look around?
You just find the mask. Leave the distractions to me.
Good day to you, ma'am.
Excuse me. Lady has some questions for you.
Yes, of course.
I'm interested in this piece.
Ah, excellent. You've an eye, haven't you, miss? It's a natural sapphire and diamond, 18-karat gold ring, fully hallmarked for Paris, 1887.
Really?
The center cabochon... Excuse me, sir?
That's a lot of fine talk about a stolen ring.
I beg you.
Right out of her coffin
Cohen
in
sends those
Twilight
masks
View.
out in some kind of box.
The assurances of a grave robber are of
Must
no...
be somewhere else.
If you hand the ring back, the matter will remain between you and me.
You come into my shop and talk this trash? I don't think so. Hit the bricks, you tramp, or I'll see to it that
Get your hands off me! Might be best if we were gone when he wakes up. Any luck?
Nothing. Let's find another shop.
This clown bothering.
I don't have all the
See that dish I walked in with? Will you give her the star treatment, pal? It'll make it worth your while.
Of course, right away.
What is this piece?
It's by Trenet, but of course, covered by Mr. Reinhardt.
Oh, it's lovely. Isn't it lovely?
Oh, yes.
Oh, music does something to me. Especially something in this vein.
Gotta find that box.
Primal, isn't it? Part of us that exists before thought, before logic, pure and sensual.
The finest music touches us in places
That we never knew existed.
yes.
Can you turn it up? Oh, it's so intoxicating.
Nothing. Well, only one place left.
Powerful and masculine.
Oh, yes, when one feels the urge. I must go. I must go. Even one more note shall prove my undoing. Nothing?
No. Got one place left, though.
And if that proves to be fruitless?
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Ryan understands something.
Fontaine got taken out by Ryan's goons for one reason.
Are you in the know? You've doubtlessly sampled products from Fontaine Futuristics. But do you know why Ryan Industries saved it? Frank Fontaine, business leader and benefactor of mankind? Or was he the best friend the parasite ever had? Were you aware his businesses were a front for a smuggling ring? And were you also fooled by his supposed charity work? At his free clinic, patients became test subjects, and his orphanages were places that children disappeared into and never came out. Once they learned the truth, Rapture's Central Council called for the arrest of Fontaine Futuristics' owner. But, a coward to the end, Fontaine found a hail of bullets preferable to facing justice. The council asked that Ryan Industries assume the burden of stewardship of Fontaine's ill-gotten assets. And Andrew Ryan accepted that burden for the people of Rapture. Now all citizens can enjoy these products, free of criminal taint. Now you know.
Unpleasantness with Fontaine.
Hey, pal. You want to help out the little lady?
Yes, of course. Interesting, isn't it? An original Sander Cohen. He calls it miasma.
I'm sorry, but I know precious little about art.
How does it make you feel?
I don't want to open my mouth for fear of what foolishness might tumble out.
Would you like me to tell you what it means?
Where's he hiding that box?
Oh, I would like so much to understand.
In this piece, Cohen intended to show us the struggle.
There you are, you little son of a bitch.
Did you see all that in that little picture?
Yes, in fact, now...
You've given me so much to think about. I feel a trifle swoony. Would you mind if I return tomorrow for further education?
I shall be here at your service.
Good. We've located the mask.
Third time's the charm.
All right. It's best we head back to Cohen's.
The Great Chain guides are...
Fine piece of work back with those shopkeeps. You've got a bit of the grifter in you.
For that, you can thank my father.
Oh, yeah?
He was a man comfortable in a variety of roles.
Ah, very well. Mr. Cohen awaits your participation at his performance.
So who is this fellow Cohen? Some sort of underworld figure?
Worse. He's an artist.
An artist who kidnaps children.
Cohen's muse is a bit more diverse. I've seen this type. Gets an idea in his head, end a conversation. Don't matter who gets hurt.
Dance, dance, move! Be the conduit! Open yourselves to the music, to the spirit of the eternal! No. Why do you fail in this fashion? To embarrass me in front of my muse? My muse shall not be mocked. Fitzpatrick!
Please!
The stick!
Santa, for God's sake!
My muse shall not be mocked! Get them out of here! There shall be no failure on my canvas. Oh, there's no room in rapture anymore for the artist. Who are you?
Name's DeWitt.
Is that right? My. This one's a real biscuit. Isn't he a biscuit, lady?
I need to ask you a few questions.
Questions? Yes. Yes. It is the work of man to ask. It is the work of the artist to answer.
You've seen this girl, haven't you?
We artists see more than most. You are more than you claim to be, little songbird. Are you not? Watch this one, DeWitt. She'll take you where you don't want to go. But I know the child in that photo is important to you. So many children flit, flit, flit away. I know where the girl is. And I will send you to her. In exchange, all I ask is a dance.
What?
I see something in you two. Art strips away artifice. Show me who you are, and I will show you where you need to
Listen,
go.
Cohen, son of a bitch.
Mr. DeWitt.
What?
Dance with me.
Come, come, dance!
I shudder to think what greater price he might care to extract.
Fitzpatrick! Beauty and pain. They can be no more separated than birth and blood.
What do you think Cohen's customers do with the children? Do they?
Sometimes. But those types lack the capital of people like Ryan and Suchong.
That's a blessing.
You saw those little sisters? You so sure? But if Suchong has Sally, I'd know it.
How?
As I tied him to a chair and asked him.
So?
For 15 hours.
I don't know what to make of you, Mr. DeWitt.
No!
Listen, we're not gonna keep...
Fitzpatrick! I see suffering in you. I know how to shine a light on your pain. A moth will become a butterfly.
Mr. DeWitt! Mr. DeWitt! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
You were dreaming. You kept saying your daughter's name, Sally.
She's not my daughter.
I thought...
Pain and beauty! To an artist, they are parent and child.
Cohen?
I'm sending you to find your young one. No need to thank me. I'm not so sure you'll like what you find.
Look.
Fontaine's. Ryan sent the whole thing to the bottom.
But it's a prison now. Why would Cohen have sent Sally there?
I don't know.
Everyone has needs. I merely provide a service for those who have the means to pay. You'll find your little bird in the housewares department.
How many people do you suppose Ryan's got locked up in that place?
Enough. Fontaine had amassed something near an army. Now they're down there, spliced up and wild. Alright, there's a dock up ahead.
Takes a cold son of a bitch to do that to a living person.
What's that?
Barrier, let's see.
You read your residency contract with Ryan Industries? In perpetuity. We're all buried at sea.
Comfortable. Keep your eyes open.
Seem to be some supplies this way, Mr. DeWitt.
It's Booker.
What?
Just call me Booker.
If it's all the same to you, let's leave it at Mr. DeWitt. Look up there. Let's have another look around. Perhaps we'll be able to find something to get us up and over.
Could be handy.
A skyhook?
Skyhook? You mean the air grabber? Kids use them to ride around up on the pneumo lines.
Air grabber? Huh. Constant.
Goddamn grabber stuck.
I want the frosted one. Get me frosted.
Mr. DeWitt! Someone's coming!
Come back! I want the frosted.
All right, I got the grabber unjammed.
That's it. What'd you say?
Mr. DeWitt, look. Housewares. That's where Cohen said we'd find Sally. The store ran trams between the three buildings. We'll need to avail ourselves of that.
Assuming it still works.
Optimism, Mr. DeWitt. It helps in situations like this. When did you come to Rapture?
Oh, it was, geez, I guess around 51? No, 48?
That's a rather large gap.
Time. Life I had before. Sort of becomes a blur. 49. 49 for sure.
Damn.
You look a mess, Mr. DeWitt.
Just keep your eyes open for splicers. They can do us a whole lot worse.
Here, little birdies. Eat it up. Well, it's good for you, you know. I've never heard of birds that didn't like seeds. What's the matter with you? Do you think it's poison?
You promised never again! Turn my call!
Mr. DeWitt, look.
Well, there's the tram.
That splicer had no problem freezing a path for himself before.
I'm sure he'll be happy to do the same for us.
I have no doubt you'll prove persuasive. Another burst pipe.
Store sunk a few hundred feet beyond its specifications. More pressure, more burst pipes.
Welcome to the circus of value. No refund, no return.
Mr. DeWitt, look. Ice rink.
Be good at places any to look for our new friend.
It says it's on the top floor.
So we go up.
Damn thing's locked.
Let me see that. Oh, have matters progressed so little? I could turn this with a rake pick. Done.
Where'd you learn that?
Oh, it's something I picked up a long time ago.
Our frozen friend leaves a hell of a trail.
Just let me in, okay? Fontaine, he said we're all equal down here now, all in the same boat. I just want a taste of some high-class food.
Splicers. I don't think they see us. If you keep quiet, we can drop them.
Bleeding. Take this!
Take them out! Yeah!
To me. Hold it right there.
Look up there.
Fancy putting those lock-picking skills to work?
I can do that.
Got it.
She was a tomato, always squeezed, one had ever filled
Nothing
a
there.
diary.
Check.
Said Sherry, I've
Nothing there.
waited long. Hope it's not too late for you to do me wrong. I want a little amour to you. Baby, it's gotta be tonight. At 8 o'clock, if you've got the key, it's the lock. I had a very handsome boyfriend once. He was strong but such dust. He treated me fair, but he was a square.
How do you stand that?
It
smells revolting.
A little amour toujours. Baby, it's gotta be tonight for sure. Tonight, by 9:30, you'll be putting in
They
some
say opportunity makes a thief of us all. But I don't know.
Most ladies like men who are big and tall, but I don't mind it. Sure.
Murder anybody!
Mr. DeWitt, Eve! Here!
Nice! Perfect.
I don't have time for those incapable of greatness.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore.
That's it. I closed for you. For 15 years. I closed for you. Come! Let's just... You promise never again!
Ryan, you bastard. Left me here to rot. Sure, I signed the contract. Helped turn Fontaine into a prison. 10 days, big rush, everything slapped at. Right before the prisoners are brought in. One of your piece of shit turrets. Bam! Both kneecaps. Now I'm likely a cripple locked in a jail, surrounded by maniacs. Haven't even been paid, but I don't care. Just get me out of here!
You accept less. Glenda, you been using me.
shame!
Still looking.
Let you and me talk!
Of my first play, the herald said, a dead whale has washed up at the Schubert Theater and stinks a little more with each passing night. The Tribune called my first opera as having the effect of canceling out all of Mozart's classics in a single caterwaul. And now, critics take me to task for my humanitarian work. If I were not there to find a home for these orphans, would these bellyachers take my place? An artist once said, all critics should be assassinated. I just might take him up on that.
Keep my eyes open for more.
What's happened to these people? They don't even seem sane.
Nothing beats your first splice. From there, it's all downhill. The frozen frosties, the jockeys who will hand you 1,000 volts as soon as look at you.
You sound sympathetic.
They will be the first sons of bitches who found an answer at the bottom of a bottle. Once you see them go all weak at the knees at the sight of a little sister and all her cut, they cut a less sympathetic figure. Short-circuited. Probably be able to pop it open with
A jolt of shock jockey?
You familiar with shock jockey?
More than you could know.
Let's look around. Maybe there's a store ain't been ransacked by splicers yet.
Did you give him my message? Did you give him my message? Why'd you do it? Wasn't I good enough? He did not deserve that. You passed that?
today.
Always knew I'd be a star.
Elizabeth.
Really? That little old lock. There.
Dr. Steinman will make a new woman out of you, guaranteed.
I keep dropping audio diaries in the pneumo tubes like a message in a goddamn bottle, hoping one will get through and someone will save me. If you get this, send help. I'm holed up in the shoe store room. The code's 0928.
I can't breathe. I can't Get up.
Thanks.
You want to thank me? Next time, try ducking.
Franklin, why don't you come over and rub... Oh.
I won't have such conduct in this house! Oh!
Can you unlock this?
No problem. It's done.
Client? Punch. Don't skimp on the cockpit. You hear me, Phil?
I keep dropping audio diaries in the pneumo tubes like a message in a goddamn bottle, hoping one will get through and someone will save me. If you get this, send help. I'm holed up in the shoe store room. The code's 0928.
I'm a legend, you hear? Judging, you'll burn away the
Need more time.
Heartless. That's what this town is. All my audio diaries begging for rescue came back unread, marked return to sender, insufficient postage.
Can't hear my picture, son of a...
Take it!
Got it!
Just who do you think you are?
Looks like the plasma department is back that way. I'm sure we'll find something useful there.
In my own home! My own home! You, Alexei, can do this!
Help me out with this lock?
Looks simple enough.
Welcome to the circus of value. Come back when you get some money, buddy.
Let's talk next step.
Nose to the ground!
again.
Take this for the bleeding.
We must help others evolve first.
Confront your weakness!
Why did Ryan lock up all of Fontaine's followers?
Can you open this?
In a department store?
He needed somewhere to put Fontaine's button in. Why not shut down
There.
the competition in the bargain?
But I thought Andrew Ryan was all about free markets and open competition.
All those ideas lose their luster when the quarterly earnings come in and you find the other guys eating your lunch. Either way, Fontaine's dead.
Not dry ice. The ice sculpture we commissioned for this year's gala at the Kashmir stands where we left it a month later. All 2,500 pounds of it. And who's still footing the room rental? Oh, not you, you son of a bitch.
I'll wait down here.
chasing me this entire time!
Freezing in here.
Something tells me all that cold isn't just coming from the ice rink.
Frank Fontaine called me in the other day. Me, Ray Larden. Says trouble's coming and he's passing out special plasmids to all his best guys. I mean, it's an honor, but man, I started getting these shingles all over. Skin's discolored. Like when a guy's about to lose a limb, you know? And I can't seem to pile on enough clothes. I hate to ask, but is this happening to everybody?
Want to take a look at this?
I can do that. All done.
Brilliant as you can possibly be. Visit Neptune's Bounty. Smart for your brain. Smart for your wallet.
Nobody gets even a sip unless I say so. You got it. Anyone comes near that bottle without permission is a dead man.
I'm always
Sorry. Catch, Mr. DeWitt.
That'll do.
Excise all defects of character!
some help with this.
I'll give it a whirl. Done. Mr. DeWitt, the plasmid? Have you forgotten what we came for? Want me to open up that cabinet?
Damn it, that son of a bitch drank every last bottle of Old Man Winter.
I think I can help.
What was that?
It's a new plasmid. Lets me bring in things that might exist, but don't.
I'm not sure I understand. What's it called?
Tear.
Where'd you find that?
You don't expect a girl to share all her secrets, do you, Mr. DeWitt?
Freeze your enemies. Shatter them into 1,000 pieces.
Folks always stare when they make a scene. You get used to it.
Can anyone ever be like Sender Cohen? Rapture's most beloved music burns with wine and his greatest album yet. Songs of love, songs of joy, songs.
All right. I know you're the client and all, but I've gone about far enough without a few answers.
My purpose here is none of your concern. Consider me a means to an end.
Then why do I get the feeling I'm being set up?
I told you I'm in collections. An account is in arrears. My clients simply want to see matters set to right.
Don't make any sense, that's all.
If you don't like the arrangement, the bathysphere's back that way. On it.
Let's test your...
I'm fine down here.
No! Show me what's there!
Hey!
That one. Now!
On it!
Do it!
You bet! If Sally's not your daughter, what's she to you? Why risk life and limb?
It's part of the job.
You owe me no explanation.
She's just another orphan. After Fontaine went down, City was lousy with him.
And?
I don't know. You have a reason for every stupid thing you've ever done? Start showing up. Peek it. Fool me to feed the brat. Should have known she would never leave.
How did you lose her?
It's none of your business. Do it.
All right.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Do it.
What did I do wrong?
Always right.
Eve, here! Here you go!
Got it.
Do it now.
Done.
Now.
Sure thing.
Something about you doesn't sit right.
Yes?
Wouldn't peg you as the rapture type. Not even a little.
If you mean I have no interest in joining the Andrew Ryan Book Club, you'd be right. Just another set of fanatics with a different set of books.
I gamble.
What?
You asked me how I lost Sally. I gamble. Took her somewhere kids got no business being. I was winning. In a place like that, you don't let a kid out of your sight.
But you did.
Yeah, and here we are. But the million-dollar question is, what's she to you?
I have an interest in reuniting you with her. Isn't that reason enough?
Let's hope Cohen was on the level when he said this is where we'd find Sally.
I can only imagine what they would do with a child in a place like this.
Cohen's halfway to Splicetown. Probably thought putting a child in prison would be high art.
The sooner we find her, the better.
Come on
Sally!
out there! Papa's got all sorts of plans. Now you come out!
Sally, come out of there!
I can't see her.
What are you doing?
This is a schematic for the venting system. It shows there are more vents like this one in electronics, the bistro, returns, the book department, and the appliance show floor.
So?
If she's in there, there are only 6 vents she can come out of. Now there are 5. All these vents are connected to the central heating unit. If we close them off and turn the heat up, she'll be forced out through the central exhaust. It's the only exit.
You burn her alive?
No, we just make it hot enough to flush her out.
Can't do that.
Look, either we find her, or one of those splicers will.
All right. Where are the other vents?
Up ahead. All done.
Come on, love. Oh, Mickey just wants to give you a little squeeze. You don't want to disappoint your old uncle now, do you?
The vent? Over there.
Oven of the future, huh? Yeah, the kid got hold of that damn radar range last night. Started trying it out on everything. Apples, marshmallows.
Where to now?
Had himself a fine time until our Pekingese stepped in the way. And for some reason, I'm the one in touch with the wife. Well, I locked the damn thing up. Oh, so don't forget the code. It's 3958.
The kids were sad, they missed the fair. King Bronco, overjoyed and slavers in hair. King Bronco, it's best to them a part of the ride. You should always keep a bottle close by your side. King Bronco,
Oh, sorry, honey. I've been in the weeds.
Bienvenido al amorito.
You should do it. Oh, it's just terrific. Oh, the two of you. Oh, and a doctor, no less. Now, you be sure to bring me some pictures of you in the gown now, you hear? Cup of Joe, sweetie? Oh, would you like to hear today's specials, or are you already decided? Well, we got a real fine key lime pie. We serve it nice and cold. Nice and cold.
Of course he's got friends. I always come first. School him at home. Only way to keep him away from bad influences.
What am
some slob.
Just go.
Elizabeth!
Excellent behavior.
Halfway there.
All right.
All I could think was...
What is that thing in there?
It's a radar range. Never could figure out if the thing's designed to cook a turkey or a splicer.
Damn door's got a key code lock. No way to get in without knowing what it is.
And ruined. All I could think was there are millions of bacteria.
Oven of the future, huh? Yeah, the kid got hold of that damn radar range last night. Started trying it out on everything. Apples, marshmallows, spoons. Had himself a fine time until our Pekingese stepped in the way. And for some reason, I'm the one in touch with the wife. Well, I locked the damn thing up. So don't forget the code. It's 3958.
Some kind of idiot?
Is this bum?
Why?
Man, I planted a big comeback. Just need a new agent. No excuse for a rat. You can do this entire time.
Where is she?
Come on. My baby needs you.
This isn't a restaurant.
Glenda?
Elizabeth?
There!
Glenda, honey?
What exactly were they trying to keep out?
Something worse than that.
What could that be?
You'll know it when you see it.
Thought you'd abandoned me? Ha!
Observation number 17 regarding unknown phenomena. Phenomena presents is odd shimmer through which is observed.
Next one.
What? Men in strange hats. Women in large dresses. Buildings that float. Is phenomena window to other space? Other time? What was it Einstein said? The only reason for time is so not everything happen at once.
She told me to stop calling, so I did. Now I just hang around outside the place she stayed.
Listen, honey. You know there's rats in there. The size of ponies.
Have you seen them? I bet they...
How much you weigh, sweetie? About 40 pounds? You know, they got rats in there double that.
Hey, once them rats get a taste for little girls, it don't stop.
There should be one more.
Sally? Sally, it's me, Booker. Now, you come out now. Sally? Dear, do you hear me? It's me, Booker. Now listen, dear. You come out right now!
Mr. DeWitt, she's not coming. Now let's get the rest of these vents sealed. It's the only way.
Welcome. Hey, I've got a family to feed.
It's the last one.
Where's the exhaust?
In the toy department.
Locked. Elizabeth?
Looks easy enough.
You spiff, Rabbit. You spiff, Frankie.
Ready.
And you leave me what? You think I don't got a family? How could you?
All right. In case you need it, take this.
Much obliged. Locked from the other side. How the hell am...
Look. I think I can squeeze through. Give me a boost.
What's taking so long?
I can't get the...
Come on!
I'm trying. Just give me a second.
Get up!
We can head that way when you're ready.
My best advice is never forget who you are.
My all! Great!
Take this ammo!
Let him turn on his finger!
Elizabeth.
All right.
That one! Now!
You bet.
Those who take what's yours get exactly what they deserve. No, call Johnny Law. Ryan, private security. Safety for the self-sufficient.
Observation number 22, regarding unknown phenomena. What is the source of phenomena? Suchong employ observers. Observer task to find more phenomena. Observer reports back, young woman appear from phenomena. And just as soon, young woman disappear. Observer has nothing else to report on topic. If Suchong can find this woman, she will make interesting new phenomena.
All right, let me go check the exhaust vent. No sign of her. Looks like we'll need to turn up the thermostat if we're gonna flush her out. It's over that way. Thermostat's right there. Turn the heat up.
I'm not going to burn her.
It's the only way to bring her to us. If you won't do it, I will. Just give me the word.
Turn it up.
What?
Turn the goddamn thermostat up.
to get back to the exhaust before we lose the girl again.
Sally, come out! It isn't working.
I told you she's coming.
It isn't working. Turn it off.
If we turn it off, it's not gonna work.
We have to turn it off. We are hurting her. Sally! Sally? Sally, it's Booker. It's me. Sally, come on. I'm gonna get you out of here. Sally! Come out here right now! Sally. No.
Booker! Mr. Bubbles!
Do it!
There you go!
For the glory
Haven't found anything yet. First aid, Mr. DeWitt. Mr. DeWitt, the girl!
Sally!
Mr. DeWitt,
It's okay, Sally.
is she...
Look, it's Sarah. She's come to see you. We're going home. Do you want to go home? Don't, please, don't. I'm here. I just want to take you home. I just want you to stop.
You're hurting her!
Come with
She's
me.
not your child!
She is mine!
Let her go! Let her go!
She's mine! Shut it down! Shut down the machine!
You've got to pull her through!
Shut down the machine!
No, she's not through!
Shut it down! I remember. All of it. That poor child.
She wasn't yours, Comstock.
No.
I wasn't.
No.
Yet you had to have me, didn't you?
No, this isn't right.
And when the guilt was too much...
You turned to us to solve your problem.
To provide a place to go where you might forget.
Where there never was an Anna in the first place.
Comstock was never one to own up to his errors, was he, brother?
Never comfortable with the choices he made.
Always seeking someone else's life to claim as his own.
Elizabeth. Child. I am so sorry.
No, you're not. But you're about to be.